So 8 Senate Democrats breaking rank, voting with Republicans to reopen the government and exposing deep divisions within their own party.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is now facing calls to step aside. Democrat Congressman Ro Khanna writing he is no longer effective and should be replaced. As Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib says, Schumer is out of touch with the American people.
So Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman is one of the 8 Democrats who crossed the aisle to advance the bill. And it looks like officially tomorrow we're going to have an open government and end the longest shutdown in American history. Senator John Fetterman joins us now, and his book is now out today. It's called Unfettered, and it's really your life. And Senator, first off, how relieved are you that the government's going to be open?
I mean, so relieved. I think my party crossed a line of now putting 42 million Americans with their SNAP benefits and making flying less safe and that kinds of chaos and not paying our military. I mean, that was a red line for me that I can't cross as a Democrat. And I think that's been described country over the party. And now I think that's been the truth throughout it, and it's only wrong to shut our government down, and I'm relieved. But the people now that are going to get paid and fed and millions of Americans, they're going to be flying now, that's going to be made more safe and restored.
So Senator Axios has a piece this morning that says Chuck Schumer was talking to the moderate Democrats, pulled them privately aside and said, I know you want to open up the government after 2 weeks, but don't do that. Don't cave to the Republicans. Did he ever talk to you? He knew how you were going to vote. Did he ever talk to you about it?
Absolutely no. I was not in a conversation, or I never got any outreach. Everyone understood. I really kind of led the charge back in March. And then I said, I know we'll be back in September. And I said, I know where my vote will be then, too. It's always a hard yes to keep our government open. I mean, that's my principle because it's wrong to shut our government down. And now we knew that we would put those 42 million Americans for SNAP and paying our military and, the Capitol Police. I mean, people have went 5 weeks without being paid. I mean, that's a violation of my core values, and I think it's our party's as well.
So, Senator, you came in as somewhat an outsider. And by the way, I was wrong, totally wrong about you. I thought you were going to be a radical, and you've been totally different than that. Who is running the show now in the Democratic Party, in the Senate, in the House?
No one really knows. And I think my values are reflected in my vote and the things that I support here. And if that might put me at odds with parts of my party, I'm okay with that. I mean, we need to be a big party, a big tent party. So for me, it's like these are pretty reasonable. I mean, my party's always been opposing shutting our government down. I'm not sure why it's controversial now to vote these things. And I refuse to put all these people in the middle of this political kinds of brinkmanship.
So I want you to hear what Lindsey Graham said about you last night with Sean Hannity. Watch.
Senator Schumer is probably toast. He's probably can't survive in this environment. The question is, can Senator Fetterman? I think Senator Fetterman has got a hell of a story to tell to the people of Pennsylvania. I've been up here doing the best I can, and I think people are looking for that kind of attitude, not the Schumer attitude. They're looking for people to say, I'll listen to both sides, and I'll use my own judgment, not be told what to do. All I can say is that we held our ground. The government is open. We're going to have a healthy debate about health care, and there's one person that had a lot to do with this we've never talked about much, and that's Donald J. Trump.
Your reaction?
My reaction is what I said earlier. I am truly elated that our government is going to reopen for all of the millions and millions of Americans. Now will have their lives brought back to normal. And now Senator Graham, I agree with him on several of the foreign policies now, and we have collaborated on those things. In fact, we really both agreed that striking the Iranian nuclears was entirely appropriate and necessary. So I think, the truth in those situations, regardless of of the letter after their names. So for me, where is our party? Our party is trying to figure our way forward, and mine's going to be an honest projection of where the direction and the kind of values that our party should embrace, and that's going to play out. But for me, I have no regrets. I've been very proud of the votes that I've made since I've been here as a senator.
Senator Fetterman, we were reading your book over the weekend and yesterday, and I took a lot of notes. I wanted to just reach out and hug you while I'm reading a lot of this because my heart was broken for you. You said that when you became senator, you never thought you'd be a senator. In fact, when you won, you said, quote, "I felt nothing." You said your family couldn't even get you out of bed. It was the worst 2 years of your life. You were depressed, you had the stroke, you had a heart condition. Your debate performance, you said, was one of the worst ever in politics. You said you lost the love of your family, your kids avoided you. You said you've always kind of been a loner. You had few close friends. You love to stay at home and watch movies with your family and your kids. And now you're a senator. You have to talk to all of your constituents. And you've shocked a lot of us. I thought you were so progressive when you ran as a senator. And then you sat down with that interview that Selena Zito did at your house with Dave McCormick and his wife. I know y'all have gone to dinner with them as well. So why the change? Was it because you almost lost your life? Your heart did stop at one point. So why the change? And why do you want to be senator? After reading this, you said you really don't like crowds. You have a small group of friends.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess medically, I technically died. Yeah, during the process, and it was very sobering when I woke up, and the doctors weren't able to even discuss in terms of months at that moment, and it's been. It was obviously very difficult, but I've emerged, and I'm grateful to sit in this chair right now and have this conversation with you right now. For me, it's like I really wanted to have a very honest book about and describe that journey because I think it's a very important conversation to have. And since I started talking about these things, I've had conversations from reach out from members of Congress or parents. And actually their children as well, too. People encounter me and they say, hey, thank you. And now I got help, or I decided not to do the awful choice. So for me, my message has been very, very simple. If anyone feels lost or they're in the throes of depression, I beg people, please stay in this game because I promise you will get better. Because 3 years ago, I was in the depths of that depression, and now I've emerged as a United States Senator, and I've been right now in the front of the middle thing, and now proud to reopen our government, stand with Israel, and also I am truly grateful.
So, Senator, what's next for Senator Fetterman? Governor, re-election for Senate, maybe running for president?
My future is to celebrate Thanksgiving, and it's like, and to celebrate, and we have to find a way forward. I am so profoundly, after my father had a similar kinds of medical situation, we both turned to each other and said, we should both be dead. And here I am. And ironically, after I nearly died from my stroke, and then I reached the point where I decided to take myself out. And that's also part of the truth of the brutality of the course, how difficult politics are. And now I've lost the taste to fight, and I refuse to use these kinds of terms or derogatory terms and things. I spend my time here in the Senate trying to find a way forward, and I believe Pennsylvania keeps people honest and remembering that there are two sides. And that doesn't make them fascists or terrible people. They're trying to destroy our democracy. Now, that's where I'm at. And I really just define how grateful I am to be right here.
Yeah, I promise you, if you pick up the book, you're definitely going to be inspired. It's raw, it's honest, and the best chapter is yet to be written. It's straight ahead for you, Senator. So pick up Unfettered today. Thanks for telling your story.
Thank you, Senator. God bless you.
Thank you for having me.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.